Hey geeks and gamers, and welcome to my first review of the month of Terror Zone. Terror Zone is the rebranding of Turbo Zone during the month of October because we are doing horror related content. And I say horror related, not exactly horror content. We will do some horror content, but we're also going to do things like Maximo here. Maximo Ghost to Glory is a game on the PS2 that I am going to review right now. The back of the Maximo box says, "Live life to the Maximo," and I agree to that. Maximo is a fantastic platformer game that is it's an extension of the earlier Ghost and Goblin games, so that's pretty neat. And this is actually a really underrated series. Before I get off the bat here, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to show you the first world of the game, maybe some levels from 2, because this game is super hard, and I'm not good at it at all. If I had to compare it to anything, it would be the Dark Souls of platformer games. Like, you need 100 coins just to save. So yeah, I only played a little bit. Well, for this footage, I've played further in the past. But for this footage, I only played the first world, about the second world, and so that's so the footage you're seeing isn't the whole game, but it'll give you a good idea of what is to come. Plus, I want to leave some to you to kind of explore and see for yourself, because this is a linear hallway platformer. This is a platformer like Crash Bandicoot, where you start from A and you go to B. There is a hub world, and it's a very fun game. You have a sword, and you play as Maximo, who's trying to thwart evil and whatnot, and you have a deal with the Grim Reaper to do it. It's a pretty fun little game that I really enjoy. The soundtrack is awesome, the game feels great, and I think it's just a hidden gem, as Metal Jesus would say. Good old Metal Jesus, it's a hidden gem. And I know what you're thinking, Alex, this isn't a horror game, why aren't you doing the PewDiePie scary Let's Plays?
Bathroom though. Good, I really have to take a pee. Let's go in here, shall we? This game looks like... I can't think of what game this looks like. Not The Witch. I know someone will say it. Whoa! Why are you bobbing your head like that? Those are nice smiley faces. Hey, I've got a bed and shit.
And that's because, for one, don't you bring PewDiePie into this channel. No one cares about Let's Plays. And for two, you know what? I'm gonna do some horror games down the road. I just wanted to do something a little more lighthearted to start with, and then work my way into the darker stuff. So Maximo is a good medieval horror-themed platformer game that I thought was a great place to start. And the game just is so much fun. It's hard for me to put into words how the game feels, except for solid. The game feels really solid when you jump, when you slash, whenever you do combinations of moves. It feels really nice and fluid, but the game is very, very difficult. It's probably one of the most difficult games I've played on the PS2. Like I said, I would probably put this up there with Dark Souls, in my honest opinion, with that kind of difficulty, because it is pretty hard. You even get like a few continue tokens. Like, you get one and then you get to, to continue, and the same thing. But if you lose like more than 2 of them, the game requires you to have 2 continue tokens, so then you'll die if you don't have 2 tokens. So it's a pretty unforgiving game, but people like games like that, and Maximo was really underrated. It was an earlier PS2 game made by Capcom that they didn't really promote much. They had like this one commercial here.
Live life to the Maximo. Maximo, only from Capcom. Rated T for teen.
And that was it. They didn't really promote it too much. It's not something I don't think they'll ever revisit, or something that I think they'll ever come back to. But it's cool to look back at it, because I know a lot of people that actually really love this game, like Alpha Omega Sin here.
I'm a big fan of Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins, and Maximo series, which we only got 2 entries. The third one ended up getting shit canned, so that kind of sucks. So that was canceled, but these games came out and they're pretty damn good.
Thank you, Alpha. And, you know, it's a really good PS2 platformer. If you're into PS2 platformers, give Maximo a look, at least. Just be wary of the difficulty, but other than that, it's a fantastic game. I totally recommend it. Terror Zone. I'll see you guys in my next review. Goodbye.
Ghosts and goblins are coming for you tonight. They're gonna get you. Ghosts and goblins are gonna put up a fight. You gotta get through zombies and bats and dragons, and that's all just to begin with. Meanwhile, you're in your underwear. Yes, that diaper there. So do beware, 'cause they'll try to bite your wiener. Deedle-dee-dee. Just stick with it. Deedle-dee-dee. It's hard as shit. Deedle-dee-dee. You'll cry a bit. Scoop. Do it about. The dead are coming for you.
Turbo Zone.